Hi, I'm Dom,
Hi, I'm James,
and this is also James.
and this is also Dom.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is a program on Disney Plus starring Falcon, Winter Soldier,
And Kurt Russell's son.
who is a person. But yeah, episode
4.
That's it. I know what I'm talking about. What do you think about this episode, James?
I really like it. For superhero deconstruction, it's probably become a more oversaturated genre than superheroes themselves.
Yeah.
With Invincible, well, you know, Invincible doesn't really count. Well, everything that Snyder's done, Boys, Jupiter's Legacy, no doubt, Umbrella Academy, but all this like subversive stuff. This one probably does it the best. Now, because it has the reverse of that Steve Rogers. It shows that it isn't this one really goes out its way to show it's not the crap that's in you, science goo that's in you that makes you special. It's who you are that does, and even if you follow the playbook one for one, doesn't mean you're going to turn out the same way.
Well, I think I like The Boys. I really like Invincible.
I think Invincible is probably like one of the best things.
I absolutely love Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh my god, that's going to be great, isn't it?
Yeah. I absolutely love Snyder as a director. He's the best ever. But I just, this program I think works because it has heroes and it has like misguided heroes.
It's not so busy saying, haha, never trust your heroes. LMFAO.
If it presented John Walker as a hero from the start, it tried to, but
yeah. But I sort of like this sort of like it does the deconstruction downfall so well, like, and it also like he's such a tragic character. Like, if you actually really stop in it, like, even he doesn't agree with the government. He's just a puppet for them, and he knows he is, and he's starting to realize it. So the moment he does it, takes the super soldier serum to be like what he thinks is actual special and actually good and gifted. He probably does the most heinous thing and disrespects the Shield in the most ultimate way possible.
Well, I mean,
literally.
Before we get to the whole Shield thing,
to the bloody ending, no doubt.
To that one, I think the best part I can say about this whole episode, is I thought it ended 3 times. Just, it felt like it was over.
Let me guess, when Carly phoned Sam's sister?
That, it was around then, I think.
That's when it was like, felt like we're getting to the last stage of this episode.
Yeah. No, but, when Zemo escaped.
Yep.
Because it was like, oh, well, that's a nice setup for next episode. And then obviously it kind of kept going. I can't remember. That's the only one I can remember in detail. But it's like, when I was watching it, I was like, that's winding down now. But then I clicked it and I was like, oh, okay, it's like 25 minutes left. So
like when the Dora Milaje.
Yeah,
I like how messy this series is, and it's meant to be messy as hell. Like there's actually, you can actually make the argument, there's actually no good or bad characters really. No. It's more. It'd rather show it's complicating and muddying the water, and it's definitely about that. And that it shows that the one who's going to push through is Sam.
I mean, I've seen a few posts on Twitter and Instagram. I think it is like people being like, "Oh, Captain America is a good man, not a perfect soldier." And obviously, John Walker. The whole point we get is like
perfect soldier, not good man.
He's the perfect soldier, but we are led to kind of believe through that he's a good man. But is he really?
I like the tragedy. Like everybody thought he was going to be like MAGA racist, but it's not. It's like he's a victim as much as he is anything else. But I do not want him to have a redemption.
I think. Well, the funniest thing is, right, I watched Iron Man 2.
Oh, the great film that is Iron Man 2.
Threw in like it. I must have watched that film already, just in parts, because I thought I hadn't. But the whole point of that film is like they need realistically, like Justin Hammer is looking for a war machine, and he gets one in the war machine armor, and then it
Doesn't go his way.
doesn't go his way. But if you look at it now, it's like with John Walker as Captain America, they have their war machine. Like,
yeah,
the only person that I think at this point could stand up to him in a fighting, like in a full on just one on one
to the death sort of thing.
The only people I can think right now would be probably like Elijah, which is what I'm hoping it will be, and then like Spider-Man. For Earth-based heroes, this is because he's the only person who fought Bucky.
Yeah, like Isaiah. Isaiah. Here's the thing. Isaiah would rip his head off if he could. That's what makes.
Maybe that's what ends the series. Predator style rips his.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like I also don't think Sam's going to take the serum. I think this episode sort of proved he's not going to do it. They destroy the vials, all of them but one.
I think the entire point of this is that Sam doesn't need it.
No.
I think, like, I don't know if I said it last week or if I said it to you since last week, but I think Bucky and Sam are going to be like Captains America.
Mm-hmm. Captain America's an idea.
Yeah, because like Bucky has the super soldier bit, Sam has the like good man, like proper good man bit,
and they both want opposite things, but then both become Captain America. It sort of lets them meet their story arcs in the middle, because one can't run away from their past, one wants to hold on to the past. So the only way that they come together is to meet in the middle, and I think I don't know. It's just interesting because I think
the funniest thing is like as good as this episode is, it's my favorite episode so far.
Yeah,
I don't have huge amounts to say because it's very kind of quick.
In and out, sort of serviceable. Yeah. It's not serviceable in a bad way. It just does what it says on the tin.
This is the same episode where we get Carly's like the funeral and all that bit. It's just that's what I was on about, right? There's the bits then you've got, John Walker runs off and he's got the serum and it's like all closing down. And I think it was around that point where I was like, the first time I was like, oh, is this coming to an end then? But it didn't,
No. And it's just like one of those things like, it's so clear that you've cut a story from this.
Wait, the virus thing.
The virus thing is so evident.
I don't know why they did.
Honestly, I think they'd have bigger balls to continue with it, saying.
Well, that's the thing. If I was in charge of a show
that had no intention to rip off the situation, which it hasn't.
So say I have a script that has a terrorist attack in it. Say I write that script. We have made the film, and then just luck has it that a terrorist attack happened, identical, like pretty much to the one I wrote, and it's like that I can understand. Take that out. That is very that's very kind of too close.
But when something's such
a virus like
open thing at the moment, where it's not, they might not be hurting us indirectly, but we're affected in some way that everybody is. If everybody's affected by it, is anyone really affected by it?
It's relatable.
Yeah, I think
at least no one would have been offended by it because we're all living it. So it's like, how much time essentially have they cut from this? Like, would there have been another episode, or would this have been pretty kind of quick? Because the Flag Smashers, like, they still have a goal and a kind of cause, but it's a bit like, what's the catalyst?
Yeah, like,
why are they doing it now?
Well, I think we know what the catalyst is now. Definitely for speed running everything they're going to do, and they're going to make mistakes doing it, and that's what Sam's trying to stop Carly from doing.
Yeah,
it's served because when John Walker goes to town on that guy, who so happened to be a fan of Captain America when he was younger, when it turned into a slasher film at the end. But did you like? It actually felt like a horror film at the end. Like,
see, I like the ending, but it's like there are little bits like that. At least for me, like, oh, he was a fan of Captain America when he was a
It's
kid.
like, oh, come
It's
on.
a bit like, of course he was a fan of Captain America because he's gonna die. It's like,
I like the way how they do it. How John Walker disrespects that shield more than anything.
yeah,
He doesn't just kill him.
he does worse that shield than Thanos did.
No, but like what I mean is like he doesn't just kill that guy. He
Brutalizes him.
brutally kills him. It's not like I just shot him in the head, or I just accidentally kicked him back to against a wall like Hoskins happened to Hoskins.
Yeah,
That's just collateral
I think
damage.
the idea was that, see, with Hoskins' death, I think it's like,
I love how quick and simple and
well, it has
easy
to
it was.
be. I mean,
It's
it's
just like,
it's
oh.
to prove that these people are super soldiers. If they kick you, then you're gonna die. I think the whole point is that, like, what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. No, sorry, her name. Carly kicks him, and it's like she's fighting super soldiers here. She's got, Captain America, US agent, whatever, and Winter Soldier, and then you've got Sam, who is, he's not a super soldier, but he's kind of on par.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. Battlestar is not at all. He's out of his league. So she doesn't attack, and then he dies. It's not exactly like a shock. It's not like a what the hell. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, the guy literally gets kicked by a super soldier into a blinking concrete pillar.
Breaks his back and everything, kills him.
Yeah, he
dead
dies
instantly. But I think it's also I think they're also going to show like these two factions are just throwing. They're both doing shitty tactics and accidental tactics. It just makes it more messy. Like John Walker is right in wanting revenge for that moment, immediate revenge, payback.
But let's be honest, it's all his fault. He shouldn't have brought.
But then for him going there, the price he paid was that Hoskins died, and then it's
price he paid was Hoskins dying, but it's also like Hoskins wouldn't have died had he not put a normal person.
It's that toxic cycle he's feeding into, but I like how they played with Hoskins' death because they already played with his fate just before that moment when he was tied up in the bathroom.
Yeah. So I think it could have. It's like the funny thing is like, had he not broken free, it survived.
Yeah.
Had he just I would have been. I think the only kind of scene that could have worked to, I suppose, add to it would be had we had a scene where like they're fighting, and they're kind of like that. He like Battlestar's trying to get him to share the shield to help him out essentially because he's not exactly a super soldier, and then it kind of shows like John's like a bit obsessed with the shield. So then it's like later on when he has the fight, it's like the shield could have potentially saved his life.
Yeah.
So the one thing, like, it could have been like the one thing John was not willing to give up, even though it would have helped the other guy, who was not a super soldier at this point.
Yeah.
If I have to remind you that.
But I like this. Like the moment he became a super soldier, he fell even further. I like all that, and I think
the funniest thing is that like you've got to realize the only character that has really got any competition against him now, from what we know, from full on facts, right? Full on fact is Isaiah, because he said that he ripped off his arm. He ripped off Winter Soldier's arm, which the only other time we've seen that happen was Iron Man shooting it off.
And here's the thing: Isaiah fighting now, it will be the ultimate crowd pleasing thing.
Yeah.
And I like how they do Isaiah because I know it's talking about it too, but like how I don't usually like them filling in story you haven't seen. If I haven't seen it, I hate this sort of retrofitting stuff, but it works because they play it off like the reason why you never knew was they didn't allow you to know. And he deserves that triumph. Even though, like, is this series above giving that?
No, I think that.
I mean, above as in like, is this fan service?
I know it's not fan service because
it actually serves something.
We've only just been introduced this character, but they proved his super strength, and it's super strength.
Yeah, this is like Steve Rogers would be a bit intimidated.
Yeah, this is proper strength. This is not, you know, John Walker and Bucky throwing a shield into a wall.
No, this is like
This is like, you know, he throws a metal box into a wooden post. Like, that's pretty bloody strong. Like, that would go through a person, you know. So, I think realistically, we're going to get him, and he's going to have, like, his old suit or something.
Yeah.
You know, it will literally be, you know, Black Cap versus White Cap, essentially. The good versus the bad.
Yeah, this is I don't
But it's not going to be. The good thing is, it's not going to come down to this is the Black Captain America.
No, this is something.
This is going to come down to this is the Captain America who didn't want it
versus the one who did.
You know, yeah, it's a very.
There's a metaphorical fight as much as there is a physical one.
Yeah,
but also, I mean, one of the things about this episode, Zemo
doing not much, to be fair, in the episode.
I know,
He's kind of just there for this episode. Like,
he's a bit dramatic. He's a bit dramatic with like the whole flannel and everything.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he's the camp rich guy, and how he has like a silk dressing gown.
It's like he's definitely coming back next episode.
Oh yeah.
There's no way he's just like buggered off.
No.
I mean they're in wherever it is. I can't remember what it was, but they're in the place that's by Sokovia. They're gonna go to the monument. That scene's gonna be this episode. Next episode.
And this is him going. And this is. I wouldn't be surprised if the episode 5 might actually be the last episode we see Zemo.
Yeah.
Because that gun to his head by Bucky is such a moment. Like, that seems like an ending for that sort of storyline.
I mean, they kind of like. He's in the book. Zemo's name was in the book. The little the notebook. So Zemo kind of having this final, like, not confrontation, but like peace, essentially. Like, not forgiveness, I suppose. Like, you know, a kind of truce. Like, I'm not going to try and kill you anymore, and all that stuff. And then Zemo,
I'm done having
Zemo
to hit this
off.
Because this list that he's got is no different to the list that he had when he was Winter Soldier.
Well, apart from the fact that it's positive.
It's some sort of hit list, though, isn't it? Like, it's no different to.
I don't think we're going to get it's like, oh, it's a bad thing he has this because of the I forgot what the guy's name was.
Sebastian Stan.
The dude whose son died. The guy from like episode 2, I think it was. He he's going to have to come back, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to see how the conversation plays out. I just need to know that he tells him.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah, that's all.
I don't even want his reaction. I just want him to go into that room, close the door.
We know that it's happening, and that's like that can be it for Bucky. That can be it. Yeah, just he makes peace with it.
Also, Sebastian Stan's best bit of acting, first bit of this episode in the MCU. Where he's like crying to the idea that on a Hollywood hill,
that is
listening to like the words, and he's not flinching. And
it's a very well done scene, and it's like AO is a very good character who I think we could see. I think she's going to be a more prominent role.
Honestly, Dora Milaje is definitely going to be a series.
I'm not joking though, right? I'm not joking, but AO is already more interesting than Okoye. Like, I just don't care for her because she didn't do anything.
I know, but I think AO could have easily been Okoye. Imagine if Okoye, oh my god, she would have. She would have ripped Zemo apart if she had the chance.
Yeah, but I think it should have. I think honestly, it should have been AO and Okoye were kind of the same person or something.
I sort of get it why it's AO though, because she was in Civil War.
No, I mean, like, had they, with hindsight, gone right, AO. Yeah, she's going to be the head of the Georgian. Yeah, she's in charge, and so we don't need this other character because
they serve the same purpose.
Yeah, they do.
They really do.
I mean, people made a big deal about Denai Guerrero, I think it is, in Endgame, wasn't it? It was like she didn't get the billing.
I sort of get it when she's the
I-
only character to not be named on that
Yeah.
poster.
That was the weird one. It was like, but looking at the character's screen time,
She's barely in
she's
it.
in like
2
scenes.
minutes.
She's not there. So I mean, to be fair, she is just a person. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
she's on the telecom screen, and she's somewhere she's somewhere during the final fight, and she's in that last shot with Chadwick Boseman.
yeah. But other than that, it's a bit like, yeah, that's kind of it. So it could have been AO, I think. Like, had they just used her.
But they're definitely setting up a Dora Milaje. I know you have with the Ryan Coogler stuff, but like that's definitely going to be one of the driving force.
No, I think the Wakanda TV show is going to be like 90% Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
It could it's not going to be the Queen.
No,
because Angela Bassett is in like 911, so she's pretty busy.
Brooklyn.
What?
Brooklyn.
No, 911.
Ah.
It's an American horror story. Like the same guy did that. But yeah, I think I could see her turning up for like a cameo or something like that.
Yeah,
but I think it will be a Dora Milaje TV show.
Yeah, because I think they didn't say 3 spin-offs from the series.
Yes,
Thunderbolts,
Dora Milaje, Thunderbolts, and then
what's the other one?
Zemo's
That's
Boogie
Thunderbolts.
Nights.
Zemo. Honestly, just honestly, Daniel Bruhl in character as Zemo, going around cafes in the world and just reviewing their drink selection would be everything we ever needed.
Nah, I wouldn't watch that. Well, I would. I'd watch it, but it'd be like, what's going on?
No, but like Daniel Bruhl walking around in character as Zemo, like Borat style.
Yeah, but I don't know what the other one could be. I mean, it could have something to do with Elijah.
Young Avengers,
but it wouldn't be from this one.
No, Young Avengers, maybe, but then like
they wouldn't. Well, they wouldn't announce that now. That's the thing.
Wars.
But no, that's already been announced. It's like I think it says it's going to lead into 3 projects.
Unannounced.
I feel like they would say what it's going to lead into.
I still think Tim Roth. I know this is like this isn't going to happen. This is the wildest theory you could have. I think Tim Roth is the most likely because the whole super soldier thing, the addiction between him and John Walker is there.
Yeah.
And he was announced for She-Hulk, right, which we know he's in, before Oscar Isaac was officially announced as Moon Knight, yet everybody and their mother knows that he's Moon Knight. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He was announced before. We know Sam Rockwell's probably going to be in at least Armor Wars.
Armor Wars. Armor Wars has to be Sam Rockwell because otherwise there is literally no point to that story.
No.
Like Ironheart's story, I care about as much as I care about a brick rock at this point. Like,
but then in that flip situation, they've got a really good chance to win you back over.
So the reason I don't care about Ironheart is the comics with her were crap. They were literally awful because they just shoehorned her in, and the MCU has a real chance to do it right.
It's a reboot. It's a reboot, essentially.
They're going to remake her character completely. I think it's going to be one of those just like, oh, you wanted that character, yeah. That like read from now on, in the comics. But Sam Rockwell being the kind of lead, he could literally be the lead of Armor Wars.
Yeah, we're all stuck on Rhodey being because he's going to be in it.
But he could be the villain.
Oh.
It could be a story where we're following Justin Hammer. And honestly, that'd be quite interesting. I want to follow a villain for the first time,
Yeah. But also, like, I see Tim Roth being it. We don't know if he's in Magic. Like, we don't know where he is. He could be locked up. He could be a runaway. He could be a Magic book. He could be the power. He could be working with Sharon Carter because she's obviously the power broker.
Just to be at this point, there's no one else.
There's literally no one else.
Thunderbolt Ross is a bit too.
I think he's in it. I think he's in the last episode. I think he's in the post-credit scene of the series.
Yeah.
But then we said definitively Doctor Strange would be in the post-credit scene of WandaVision. Even though that post-credit scene was clearly a clip from Doctor Strange 2.
See, I'm going to be looking out next episode for a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Because judging by working out from WandaVision, episode 5 would be like, this is a post-credit scene episode.
Yeah, but yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Because by the looks of it, these series, the penultimate ones are probably going to be the best ones. Because people go in. But what I like about this series, it's not built on fan series and mystery, which is sort of the trap WandaVision had.
WandaVision had the issue of like you didn't have a clue what was going on, and that went for everybody. And it was like there were comic book influences, but it was too influenced. Where it's like, oh well, it's going to be like that from the comic because they've literally done that entire storyline so far.
Yeah,
they had. Well, I mean, obviously there was some big changes, but like the actual plot line was pretty similar. So it's kind of like, oh right, well they'll do that, but obviously they didn't. It's just a bit like,
yeah. I mean,
but yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this.
I think it's a great episode, and
See ya next week.
Like and subscribe, share the podcast.
Go watch other things.
Go watch other things
on the channel.
Watch Invincible. Do that. So yeah.
Yeah, and see ya.